The paint community is up in arms on the internet about flow coats. Why I like flow coats, why I don't like flow coats. To be honest with you, half these guys who are talking trash online don't even really know what a flow coat is. In today's video, we're gonna break down everything you need to know about flow coats, and you're gonna learn why I don't do flow coats, and you probably shouldn't either. In this video, we're gonna clear it all up. Everything you need to know about flow coats. Why do some people do it? Why are some people against it? Why did I stop doing it? No myths, no ego, just all facts from a refinish technician who's been doing it for over 3 decades. So what is the real definition of a flow coat? Because a lot of people get this backwards. Before we talk about what a flow coat is, let's talk about where it came from. You gotta understand that the 70s and 80s were different times. They didn't have the knowledge that we have. They didn't have the equipment that we have. Paint and material was way cheaper. So a lot of these guys thought instead of wet sanding and wheeling an entire show car down or an overall paint job, it was just better or easier to do the flow coat. And that's where the flow coat came from. A flow coat is when you paint a car and you clear it, you put 2-3 coats of clear on, you sand it all the way down, and you come in usually with an over-reduced round of clear and you apply 1 coat of clear, possibly 2. That's truly what a flow coat is. Here's the main problem with a real flow coat. Let's say you put 3 coats of clear on, sand it down, and you put 1 coat of clear down. You can't wet sand and wheel it. Because even though it's the same clear, same product by the same person, if you bust through that final layer of clear when you're sanding and buffing and you hit that first round, it will leave a ring. We refer to that as the ring of death. So you don't have 4 coats on, you essentially have 1 coat of clear over 3. So if you're not wet sanding and wheeling, I guess it makes sense, not to me, but maybe to you. Here's another problem with the traditional flow coat. If you're truly doing show cars, it will never come out of the gun perfect. People who say, oh, when I paint, I don't get peel or I don't get dirt, you're delusional. If you're doing a true show car, it really should be wet sand and wheeled after it's painted. Some of you guys think that a flow coat is when you put 3 or 4 coats of clear on, sand that out, let it gas off for a little bit, and then come in and apply another 3 or 4 coats of clear. That is not a flow coat, that is a recoat. Typically I don't do that. Typically I'll come in out of the gun and put my 4 or 5 coats of clear. We refer to that as stacking. I feel it's a way better scenario, but obviously there's always an exception to the rule. When will I do a recoat versus stacking? Well, that's simple. If I've got a car that has a flame job or heavy graphics, Harley Davidson tanks are like this. And when I put that first round of clear, I like to block that hard line out that the graphics create, and then I will recoat that with the clear before I come in and wet sand and wheel it. So that's why I'm a recoat, not a flow coat. Hey, come here. Hey, we got some top secret news for you guys. If you want to learn what's going on inside Refinish Media, you can only find it out at refinishmedia.com. In the next couple months, something big is about ready to change. So if you want to know what it is, go to refinishmedia.com, enter your email in, and you'll be one of the first to know. A lot of people out there in internet land are going to say it's dumb to put 5 coats of clear on, or why do you need to put 5 coats of clear on, or here's my personal favorite, it's a waste of time and money to put that much material on. You should know this. After we get done painting the car, we're not leaving 5 coats of clear on. That's way too much film thickness. What we're gonna do after we're painting it, we're gonna aggressively wet sand and wheel that car, and we're gonna remove almost half of the mills. So if we have 5 coats on, we could be taking 2.5 coats off. If you wanna learn how to do show cars and the art of wet sanding and wheeling, check out this video right here. It breaks down the different ways to do it if you're a collision guy or if you want to build high-end show cars. Now, again, there's people out there that say you don't need that much clear. I get it good out of the gun. That's incorrect. You're never going to get the peel out. You're never going to get the spray waves out. You're never going to make it perfect. It may be good enough for you, but we're talking about how to build the ultimate show car. And this, in my opinion, is the only way to do it. But there's some things you should know. We're getting in danger lane here. Not all clear coats are designed to put 4 or 5 coats of clear on. if you use a production or collision clear, it will fail. Most clear coats are designed for 2 coats. Well, how do I know what clear to use? That's a little bit more complicated. You might have to go to your paint rep and talk to somebody who's super knowledgeable about custom and collision. Most of these guys just sell paint to the collision world, and this might be a little bit out of their wheelhouse. So before you go down this road, make sure you have a clear coat that's gonna work for this application. Now, the clears that I use are absolutely designed to put 4 or 5 coats of clear on. But wait, there's something else you should know. You have to make sure you're using the correct hardeners and reducers and honoring flash times. What does that mean? I want slow reducers. I think everyone knows that. But more importantly, I have to match the hardener to the reducer. I can't use a fast hardener and a slow reducer. They'll fight each other. I want the slowest reducers and the slowest hardeners I can get away with. If not, it could solvent pop or it could die back. Also, flash times. If I look at this clear and it says 5 to 10 minutes in between coats, I put my first coat on, I wait 10 minutes. Then I put my second coat on, I wait 20 minutes. Then I put my third coat on and I wait 30 minutes. I'm adding time to allow the solvents to evaporate, and that is the correct way to stack clear. Originally, flow coats were invented to save time and money, but here's the thing. In order to do a flow coat or even a recoat, the proper way to do it would be to paint the car, sand it out. You really should untape it and clean the car a couple times, mask it back up, and then essentially you're painting it again. So for that reason, I'm definitely out of a flow coat, but even the recoat has a lot of added time and a lot of added cost if you do it correctly. All right, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm a stacker, not a flow coater, and I like to avoid the recoat where possible. But for my lowrider guys, the guys who are spraying monster flake like bass boat flake, that VC 5700 is specifically designed for guys like you, but here's the problem. In my experience spraying heavy flake, I actually like to do the recoat. I'll put my 4 coats of clear on, 3 or 4 coats of clear on, block that bad boy out with 6, hit it with a little bit of 8, then smack it down again with another 4 or 5 coats because that flake leaves just way too much texture. So my lowrider guys, I think that that's probably the best for you. The 3 clear coats that I use for stacking, and there's a lot of them out there. I'm not trying to plug PPG, but that's what I'm most familiar and comfortable with. The old school favorite, DCU 2021. If you're using the slow hardeners and the slow reducers, it can absolutely take 5 coats of clear. We've been doing it for decades, and that's a great one. Here's another one that's super popular. It used to be called 8152. Now it's DC5050. This is the new 2021. That clear can take 5 coats of clear. We didn't make this video to tell you that you're wrong and we're right. That wasn't the purpose here. We love education. We love this industry. We want to help each other out. I learn stuff from you guys every day. So the purpose of this video was to tell you the history of flow coating and why we don't use it, why we lean towards stacking more and the philosophy behind that, and also why I will stack sometimes and why I will recoat sometimes, because there's not a one-size-fits-all for everybody out there and even from car to car. Hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully you learned a lot. If you like our channel, please like and subscribe. It really helps David and I out. Until the next time.